Welcome, everyone, to the Strive 305 podcast. We are here today with an exciting guest and an exciting sponsor. Everybody see this? Look at that. This
Mouthgasm Sweet Shops.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain any of this because I just look at it and I get what you just said, but I'm not saying that word. Because I don't want to get in trouble.
You can't say mouthgasms?
No, because I'll get in trouble somehow. I know my mental health specialist here has told me not to say that word.
Mouthgasms.
Can I start, please, Irvans? Welcome. My name is Tico Casamayor. My co-host, Irvans Agustic, here with us.
Good to see you, folks.
Our guest. Oh, my God, this is not you. This is not our guest. Wait, I want you guys to see this because this is next level crazy. Our guest. Oh, my God, I don't have you.
Want me to hold that for you?
You're not here, Isis.
Isis.
Okay, Isis is our guest. She's
Isis
our mental health specialist. He has everything.
Yes,
oh, here we go. I wanted you to see this. It's 2 pages worth of credentials on this young lady. But I'm not going to mention them all. I'm going to let her mention them all. And we have an exciting podcast. But before I do that, I want to bring our sponsor. Ricky, come up here. We have our sponsor here today.
Yes, thanks for stopping by, Ricky.
Mouthgasm Sweet Shop. Come over here. Come over here so everybody can see you. Tell us about mouth spasm or mouth orgasm or whatever this is.
Mouthgasm. This is why he doesn't say it.
Mouthgasm. You can find us on official Mouthgasm Sweet Shop on Instagram. We're also located at 31 Northwest 9th Street in Munchie's Food Lab. So if you guys feel like having a sweet bite anytime between 5 and 2 a.m., feel free to stop by and see us.
Late night.
Late night, you better believe it, brother. We're here for them. We got a taste for whatever you're craving for.
Is downtown Miami?
Yes, sir. Downtown Miami. We're literally 3 blocks away from Giselle or Club 11. Oh. Space right around the corner. So you know what goes down.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And what did you bring us today?
Today what we have here, we have 4 different types of tres leche. We have our coquito tres leche with our homemade coquito. We have a banana pudding tres leche. We also have a red velvet, and we have our Dubai chocolate tres leche.
Oh my God, this is insane. Okay.
Dubai?
All right, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Isis, because you're going to tell me how to deal with this. Thank you, Ricky. We appreciate you.
Thanks for stopping by, Ricky.
Thank you.
We have in our studio audience today, we have an Olympian, which will not be eating any of this, right? Because you're not allowed to. She can.
Eat.
She can. Oh, she can now. Oh, okay.
Olympians eat, dude. It's not like
They have
don't
to.
eat.
They need fuel.
All right. I'm sorry. What do I know, right? All right. So here we go. Let's get our thank yous out of the way. We got to thank our mayor, Levine Cava, for giving us the Strive 305 venue in this podcast. Want to thank our Manny Sid, who leads us in the Strive 305 podcast. The district commissioner. Do you by chance know who your district commissioner is?
Where's your business located?
Is it Raquel?
Raquel Regalado?
Regalado?
Perfect, yes.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, very good. Wells Fargo for sponsoring our website.
That's right. Thank the people with the money.
Grant and Michael Miller, the owners of this beautiful studio. If you guys haven't been here, you're invited to come out and join us. We shoot 11 a.m. every Monday. You're allowed to come and be in the studio audience. And, of course, Sirius XM, Slam Radio, Station 145, where we get rebroadcasted. Did you guys know that over there, that we get rebroadcasted on Slam? Prepare yourself. Did you know that?
Did you know we have international?
I did not.
So, yes, there are possible 35 million listeners. So I hope your show today comes out good.
More pressure. Thanks,
Yes.
I appreciate
and
that.
we have a very important show today because, as we all know, Strive 305 is about helping the small businesses, right? And about teaching, helping, and bringing
Empowering.
in small businesses.
Empowering's good.
She's a small business.
I technically am. I am. Yes,
You are a small business, but you're also what we call a provider or part of the helping side of the website and about
Service
Strive
provider.
305. Yeah, service provider.
Yeah.
Because mental health is one of the most important things being discussed today. I see it everywhere. And I know this, it's very important because I'm literally a mental mess. So I'm going to let you diagnose me and fix me today during the show.
Wow. I don't think I can do that in like 25 minutes.
She's going to need more credentials
I
for
do
that.
everything really fast thanks to my Cuban coffee. But all right, Irvans is the smart and the intelligent one here, so he's going to go ahead and start with the questions. And I'll just chime in
my
whenever
favorite
I
hype man. Don't listen to him. So, thanks for coming on the show today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And so, well, you mentioned that you're a small business. What is the name of your business? Tell us about yourself.
So technically, I'm an independent contractor, but I work for a center. So the center that I work for is Miami Counseling and Resource Center.
Okay.
And it's basically just a group of, like I said, independent contractors. We have psychologists, mental health therapists, psychiatrists that all work together, and we each have our own caseload where we see all sorts of clients and patients.
Awesome. And then, actually, I was just actually curious for you, like, why did you even choose to step into this line of work? Because you are a counselor, right?
Yes, I am a licensed mental health therapist. My journey to get here wasn't exactly linear. I went to school and I had no idea what I wanted to study, which I'm sure happens to a lot of people.
Everybody.
Yeah. And so I changed my major like 5 times. I ended up doing elementary education. I was a teacher for a little bit. And then I love teachers, good for what they do, but I knew that couldn't be me. It's a lot of it's a lot. But I always knew that I wanted to help others. So I went to get my master's in school counseling. And then I did that for a long time. I did that for like 8 years and I wanted more autonomy. So eventually I went back to school and now I'm a licensed mental health counselor that works with all sorts of populations in the community.
What's the, so you do work across the spectrum. Do you work a particular age group or just work with everybody?
I work with a lot of children and adolescents, but a lot of adults too. So my youngest client right now is 5 and my oldest is like 60. So it's a really wide range.
Yeah.
The one population I do not work with is couples. So that's the one thing that it's not for me.
Fonz,
so we can't go.
I wanted her to give us therapy, Fonz.
But I do work with a lot of individual
I spend more
counseling.
time with this man than I do with anybody else on the planet, so I would be nice if you can give us some therapy.
Yeah, well.
But to be honest, I'm in love with him, but I don't think he loves me the same way I love him.
You don't think so?
No, he never says I'm good looking. I always say how good looking he is, and whatever. I get it.
It's a one-sided
It's a one-way relationship, but it's
He's
okay.
usually talking in the mirror at the time, so don't worry about it. That's interesting, like, because usually a lot of therapists, on average, usually they focus on particular age groups. So it's interesting that you cover such a wide spectrum. As a therapist who's had this level of experience, and like we talked about small businesses and other things, what is it that you wish small businesses or even adults or individuals knew before they came to talk to you?
Well, I think that the most important thing to know is that whether you're a small business owner or just an adult individual living life, it's important to know that you can't do everything on your own, right? And I think that happens a lot for small business owners. I see it with a lot of my clients where they carry a lot of weight, right? They carry the weight of financial responsibility for themselves, for their families, and for their employees that they have to pay. Right?
And their employees' families.
Yeah, and their employees' families. It's a lot of stress.
Firsthand, yes.
Yeah, they carry the weight of just showing up every day and doing the best they can, right? And especially in today's economy. Today's economy has caused small business owners to even gain a higher level of stress than they had before.
Yeah.
So I think what's the most important thing is to realize that you can't do it on your own and that you really need, whether it's connection with other small business owners that are going through the same thing, because at the end of the day, you could rely on your family and your friends as much as you want. But if they're not going through the same things that you are going through, they're not going to understand, right? They're not going to be able to provide you the support that you need. So it's really important to create a sense of community with other small business owners, but also like realize that it's okay to go to therapy and get help if you need it. You know, we all, like I, as a therapist, go to therapy myself, right? We all need that unbiased, impartial outside
I'm in denial.
source.
I'm in denial, but I want to ask her a question, actually.
He does a lot of liquid therapy.
Caffeinated.
Liquid therapy.
No, but that's
That's coffee.
That's an upper. That's not a downer. So, question: you mentioned meeting with other people similar to you. Do we? Because I realize people, when they want to hear other people's problems, they just want to hear other people's problems to make themselves feel better. Is that what you're talking about? Because I like to hear other people's good. What makes me feel good is when I see other people succeeding, and inspires me. But most people want to hear all the crap they're going through to make themselves feel better. That doesn't seem healthy to me.
I think you bring up a good point, and that actually really isn't healthy, right? Because you don't want to build yourself up off of other people's failures or misery.
Yeah.
Because then what does that say about you?
But it's the tendency.
It happens a lot. Yeah, it happens
It was
a lot.
me before. I remember being, but then I go, my God, I'm just more miserable now. I'm miserable for them. I feel better about my situation. Oh, I'm not as bad as them. But then we're both bad. How do you fix that?
connect with
I'm going to give you all my stuff, and you have to deal, and you're going to teach everything. My job is to make sure my listeners and viewers are learning. So
I feel like
they're going to learn from they're going to learn from my help today.
Yeah.
So go. How do we fix? How do you stop that?
Realize if those are the type of people that you're connecting with, or the type of people that you're attracting, or the type of people that you are gravitating towards, take a step back, realize that, and then align yourself with the type of people that you want to be aligned with, right?
Yeah.
And I think that involves a lot of self-awareness.
I know, but business owners, most of us are all the same misery and the same suffering and the same issues. So what do we do?
No.
How do we inspire each other?
Well,
Well, not you, because you're also famous and paparazzi famous, and the girls love you.
No.
It's different for you. I'm talking
That's
about
not how it
regular
works
guys like
at all.
me. Okay, so
Because I was just going to say, just as part of that, like the other aspect is sometimes I do like to talk to people. Actually, like even just talking with you a lot, even like when we first started this program, because we got kind of voluntold together, and this has kind of been awesome experience. But
Yeah.
the reality is that
we had no idea we'd be here
part
today.
of it just kind of, many times being a small business owner can feel, in the end, feels lonely because you feel like you're the only one dealing with your issues, or you're the only one going through this problem, or you're the only one trying. And the reality is you're not. And I think that even just talking conversations with Tico and talking with some of the other members of the ambassador group as far as Thrive 305 and other things that we've done, you just kind of realize that if other people are in kind of the same boat as you, it makes you feel like, hey, maybe I'm not doing everything wrong, or maybe I'm just like everybody else. Or if you feel like you're under a spotlight and everyone's looking at you in the end, you kind of realize, yeah, people aren't really paying attention to you because they're really just focused on their own issues. But if you don't talk to anybody, if you don't engage with people, that's kind of like what I've gotten in our past, how long have we been here? 6-8 months?
Yeah, it's almost a year.
Yeah, right.
This is our 43rd show.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you don't really sit there and talk to other business owners just to talk many times. Either you're focused on what you're trying to accomplish or do, or you're focused on learning a thing, but sometimes you just need to talk. Yeah.
Exactly. And connect. I think you said it perfectly. Do you want to be a therapist? We could trade roles.
I'm good.
But I think you said it perfectly, because I think that being a small business owner, like you said, can be very isolating at times, because you really do feel like you're the only one going through those struggles. And I think you hit the nail on the head. That is why you need to connect with other people that are going through similar things, so that you realize that you're not the only one, But don't bask in the misery, because that's not going to get you anywhere.
All right. Understood. Ways to be with other people like yourself, because another issue is you're working. So you're grinding, you're working, all you're thinking about is your work. So you don't know what to do. Where do I meet other people? The Strive 305 website has the networking tab, or the networking section. And that's why you want chambers. That's why you want networking events, and just go and meet people. When you go and you meet people and you talk about business, and I'll tell you 100% what works great when you're networking. Everybody thinks you go, you sell, you hand out a business card, and you try to sell people everything that you do and let everybody know what you do. But you're better off when you're talking to other people, trying to help them to better their business and share your experiences organically.
Of course.
You'll land them as a client quicker. They'll call you faster. They'll reach out, maybe not right away, but eventually. So those type of situations, in addition to seeing a therapist, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I got to ask. I'm going to ask you, before we end the show, I'm going to ask you an inappropriate question, because it has to come out, but we'll save that for later.
I think,
No.
and I see it even in my line of practice, right? I think that you made a really good point too. The most important thing is being genuine and truly showing up as yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a networking event or me as a therapist, if anyone puts on a hat and pretends to be someone they're not going to get positive results, right? And it's also like being aware that you're not going to connect with everyone, and that's okay, because not everyone's going to like you, and that is fine. But I've noticed the best results with my clients, specifically in this field, is when I show up genuinely as myself and I don't pretend to be anyone else, right? And that I make them feel comfortable, which I think both of you are great at here.
Oh, and you as well. When we met before, it was the same thing. Very comfortable. You don't feel intimidated by her with, I'm thinking, every time I meet a counsel, they're analyzing me. That's it.
No.
No, and it worked out for me as well for the show. I remember when they told me, can you do the podcast a week before? And then Irvans and I met here, literally here, right before we did the show.
You guys didn't know each other before?
We had seen each other, but we never spoken in depth. So we met here and we said, and then they told us it's live and we didn't even know it was live and the whole thing. So on the way here, because when they told me this, I spent the whole week listening to other podcasts because I never even knew what a podcast was, how it worked. Listening to other people, listening to Joe Rogan, listening to how to do a podcast on YouTube. While I was washing my car, I kept listening to all these different things. And I had it already in my head. I had already reprogrammed myself to be a podcast host in a suit, tie. And I think on the way here, the day before, I get a call from the mayor's office to tell me, hey, are you ready? And blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah. And they told me, we just want you to do one thing. They told me this, not me. We want you to be yourself. I go, what? Are you sure? Do you know how I am? You guys know how I am. They go, yes.
Did they meet you before they said that?
They knew this. And I seriously thought they'd be worried, but they go, no. And that's when I said, that's it. Oh, done. So I came here and I said, whatever. The worst I can do is get canceled and get thrown out. Fair. But it made all the difference in the world because whenever I try to be someone else, like you said, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Doing this is like a pleasure. I look forward to every Monday. And
we just hang out and talk to each other.
We torture each other during the week, and and then coming here, and this is like fun. To the point that we'll do double. We'll do 2 or 3 shows. We don't care if we have to do them in a row. Because of that reason, but that's something that you don't do as a business. You think you have to be somebody else. Somebody called me too. They told me, "Oh, you need to wear a suit and you need to sit up straight and you need to talk more." And I'm going, "No, because then it'll last 2 weeks and I'll quit."
Yeah.
So that's also very important.
It's important.
When you're talking, when you're dealing with business, when you're networking. When you're out there, and that's something you don't think about. Yeah. Okay, give me more.
But actually, as part of that, I think part of what you're talking about, if you were to put it in a bucket, I'd put it in an anxiety bucket of some type, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's one misconception about anxiety that people often have? And what's one tool you'd suggest?
That is actually a personal question to me as someone, I'm going to be transparent and vulnerable right now. I suffer from anxiety, have my whole life. And I think a misconception that people have is that they equate anxiety with bad, right? And I think that anxiety serves a purpose when you recognize it correctly. So anxiety, our bodies were wired with anxiety, normal levels of anxiety to keep us safe and protect us, right? And to also get us through stressful situations. Now what happens because of life, genetics, circumstances, etc., is when anxiety becomes exacerbated and then you need, more help with that. But naturally, our bodies were wired with a normal level of anxiety to keep us safe, okay? So I think that the biggest misconception is that anxiety is bad. Now, as long as we keep it at bay and we realize, okay, this is going to help us get through the X stressful situation, help us motivate us, help us grow, that is good. When it's crippling and we let it control and dominate our lives, that's when we have to take a step back and be like, anxiety is no longer serving us in the healthiest way right now, right? So my favorite, and you could ask every single client that I have, my favorite way to combat anxiety is I tell every single client and my friends and my family members the same thing. You need to get in movement every day. Now, movement can look different for everyone, right? Movement can be a walk. Movement can be an exercise class. Movement can be strength training, lifting, running. Whatever it looks like for you, it is or Pilates, right? Whatever it looks like for you, it is something you need to build into your routine. Non-negotiable, you need to get movement because your brain is a powerful thing, and movement for any form of exercise is the one thing that keeps things stabilized in your brain.
As simple as that.
No, that explains my life. Everybody asks me why. Why don't I stop? Why don't you? Because when I do stop, I think, is this...
Oh, well, no, then that is an unhealthy level of...
I can't win.
Intentional movement, right? We also have to sit with our feelings and our thoughts, because if we're running away from that, that's an unhealthy coping mechanism.
Okay, what is this? When you go to bed at night right? You fall asleep, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you wake up because your mind's going a million miles a minute.
That's anxiety. But
Then you got to get up, and then you go to the couch, and then you put on ESPN at a very low volume so that you can barely hear it, but just enough so that your mind can't think because it hears it in the background, and then that puts you to sleep. Diagnose that, because that's me basically every night.
you have a combination of anxiety and insomnia there.
Okay, well, there you go. That's me.
But what do you do for yourself?
It explains a lot, though. Dude, you need to sleep.
What self-care do you do for yourself?
Oh, I get up at 5 in the morning, I go to the gym.
I know, I see that.
And destroy myself, and then I'm going to learn how to do sprinting now. And then Pilates I've done, but not as. That's what I'm missing, I think, is the stretching side of it, but that's a whole different thing. But no, that and then 6 podcasts in one day, go to 22 events. Today I have 6 podcasts,
He doesn't
2 ribbon
stop.
cuttings, and 2 kickoff events. That's how I keep.
He's also not good with silence.
Yeah, I don't know how to shut up.
Silence is
No, he just can't. He's just
silence
like,
is key. Do you do any mindful practice? Anything that involves mindfulness?
I have a therapist in one of my networking groups, and she told me the first thing is breathe, because I don't breathe. So I started, but every once in a while I catch myself, I go, and I breathe, the deep breaths, 3 or 4 deep breaths. I went to Wim Hof
ask him to
method.
stop talking for 10 seconds, see what happens.
Do you practice any mindfulness practices?
Yeah, smarty pants.
Yeah, I actually have. I did yoga, and
Did or do?
I did for a while. I did do yoga. I used to own a yoga studio
Oh, really? Very cool.
I learned
a couple lifetimes ago. I'm an old man. And I did go to a therapist for a little while, and it was interesting, and it was really just more, kind of exactly what you said. It was interesting having a conversation with somebody with zero judgment, and you could literally, that's why people go talk to bartenders, right? You can tell people random things all the time, because in the end, you could say whatever about the situation, and half the time it was like, it's not like they fixed me, but in the end, like, you talk through your stuff without any filter. Right, and going through that process was helpful. Like, it took me a minute to kind of figure out it was helpful. It's like I just felt like I was just talking, and like, why am I even here? But in the end, it really does kind of help you get to a point where you just get to the conclusion of the issue for yourself. I used to always think like the therapists were like supposed to do something, so I was like, so how does this work? What do you want me to do? But in the end, it's not, so it was an interesting experience.
That is 100% what it is, right? I think a lot of people sign up for therapy and they think that we're going to solve their problems. But
that's why I never went, though. I just like, so what do you do? Well, we're going to talk. Like, okay, that's not going to help me. So, you go on a run, you go to the gym, you do something else. And maybe it's just a guy thing, but.
I spoke to therapists once. They went crazy. And
they
quit.
went crazy?
Yeah, and they quit. So I'm never going to do it again. I'm not going to keep ruining people's profession.
Did they know you were there professionally, or you just showed up?
No, like, oh, you're a therapist. Let me tell you my problems. And they're freaked out and quit.
Like in their office, or you just like at the grocery store? Like,
no, I forget. I was at a meeting, and then afterwards we sat outside and we talked to them. And they go, oh my God, no, I quit. And they left. I believe they're doing something else, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way.
It doesn't work that way.
All right. Put you to the test. I'm hiring you after the show.
Okay.
If we never see her again, we know why.
Now we know why?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yes, mindfulness is also very important. But intentional mindfulness.
Breathing.
Right?
What I'm missing is breathing. I'm missing a little bit of meditation.
Meditation.
I know meditation is huge.
Meditation is huge. If you're religious in any capacity, prayer, things like that.
Well, I consider prayer, meditation, similar. It's a way of meditating.
They're very similar.
So in these situations, like, what is, how do you get people to take that first step for, like, actually going to a therapist or to talk to somebody about a thing?
So I think when you spoke about your experience just now, it's something that a lot of people encounter, right? And I think the first step is not forcing anyone to go to therapy. Like, you have to willingly want to go. If you don't want to go, if you don't want to be there, if you don't want to show up, it's not going to work, right? So it has to come from within you. Your family can tell you a million times they want you to go to therapy. Your friends, your coworkers, society could tell you. But it doesn't work unless you want to show up, right? And I see that with adults. I have a lot of adults that are very committed. I love them. And then I have adults that will come once or twice and then they don't come back. But that's because they're like, either we didn't connect, which happens, but mostly I see it because their heart is not in it, right? They don't want it. They're not ready for it. So it's really about when you're ready. And that looks different for everyone.
Yeah. And that works in the world of fitness.
Oh, 100%.
I call it a switch. Everybody tells me all the time, oh man, how could I do it? How could I work out? I want to get in shape. How did you do it? What do you do? I tell them, you have to flick the switch in your head. It's a switch that you decide, I'm going to go next level. I'm going to train, and this is what I care. Or I'm going to get in shape, and if that switch doesn't flick, and it applies to this as well. Yeah. You know, I want to go to a therapist. Let me ask you something which is very popular now, and I don't know if you do this or not, but you can tell me what you think about, is the virtual and the online therapist, because that I constantly hear on all the podcasts, you hear commercials. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know, therapy online, and then you get to pick and switch therapists if you don't like them. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not here to knock anyone. I do have a few clients that I see virtually just based on where they live in the county, and it's hard to get to my office in Coral Gables. But is it my preferred modality? No, because I love to sit across from my clients and connect with. I feel like you can create a deeper level of connection with someone in person physically than you can virtually. I mean, like I said, I have clients that I see online and I love them and we have a great relationship, but it's not the majority of my caseload, right? The majority of my caseload are in-person clients, just because I feel like it's different. You could see someone's body language in person, right? You could sense their affect a lot better. Rather than through a screen. I don't knock it if it works for you. I actually see my therapist virtually because of location issues, but I rather see my clientele in person.
So it works. If it works for you,
it works. It works. It works.
It all depends,
I will be
again,
honest
on
with
the
you.
person.
It works for adults. Like I said, I work with children too. I refuse to see a child virtually because what can you possibly do with a child virtually?
Yeah.
But with adults, it can work.
All right, yeah, I was curious about that because since you hear it all the time. But that's basically, I mean, it's an obvious answer. You can do it. It might not be as strong,
Maybe
let's say, but
but you can do it.
But it works.
I mean,
all right.
like I said, I see my own therapist virtually.
So you mentioned sometimes you don't connect with people. Is that a choice you make, or you let the client make that?
Always the client. Right? I think that, and relationships take a long time to build. I tell all my new clients.
I guess it is a relationship.
Yeah, it is a relationship. And that's actually the most important part of the therapeutic process is the therapeutic relationship between the client and the therapist or the psychologist, right? And I tell everyone that it takes a month to build that relationship. So all my new clients, I give them a lot of autonomy, right? And I tell them, look, it's your decision whether you want to come see me weekly, bi-weekly, but for the first month, please see me every week because that consistency helps develop that relationship deeper, right? And then after that month, you decide if you want to keep seeing me every week or bi-weekly or, whatever you decide, but every week for sure for the first month.
She sounds like my trainer. It happens to be sitting over there. That's funny. Okay, we're running out of time, so I got to ask you my question.
Okay, what's
the one that's the inappropriate one? Answer if you wish. Have you ever had, I need to know, have you ever had a patient fall in love, or that whole patient-doctor thing, has that ever happened to you?
Patient confidentiality. I can't.
I'm not asking you the person. Have you ever had? I can tell by your smile that it's happened.
Yes.
How cool is that? I don't know how I would handle that.
This is why you're not a
I'd be in love with all my patients. I fall in love with my patients. I fell in love with Irvans, and he's just my co-host.
You never passed the test, dude.
No, I can never be there. I fall in love, and then I want to be their best friends, and I go live with them to help them come out of their shell. If I had what I love to do, one of my favorite things to do is get business owners that have a fear of networking or a fear of speaking publicly. You're not going to believe it. I had a fear of speaking publicly. I had a fear of TVs. I had a big giant camera one time put on me. My friend, the news director, Channel 7, sends a guy to do a commercial or to do one of those, B-roll things. The guy put the camera right in front of me, that big giant one. I went like this, and I started sweating. Like it looked like taking a shower, and I couldn't talk.
I still hate it if it makes you feel better. I still don't like it.
Oh, I love it now. I don't know why.
I don't believe you.
I swear, nobody ever believes me, but I swear that I was horrified. And talking to a crowd, never. Until one day I had to do it to my entire high school class, something my dad did, but I ended up talking to him, and then that's it. And a good friend of mine, Patrick, who taught me how to, get out of that shell. But that's what I love to do for business owners as well, because a lot of them don't network because they're afraid. Or you go to a BNI, those BNI meetings, you have to get up and do a 30-second commercial every week. Some people go and join that just because to get rid of that fear of speaking in public, and you see them come out of it. So yes, I could be I could be your assistant. I could be your networking
Yeah.
arm to teach people how to network.
You could teach me first, and then.
Really? You? Please.
So where do people find your office?
So I am located in Coral Gables, off of Ponds by Coral Gables Elementary, 111 Majorca Avenue. I also have a phone number that anyone could call or text. Text is, my generation, much easier. And my phone number is 786-475-7770. And once again, the center that I work for is Miami Counseling and Resource Center. You could just Google it and you'll find the website.
Do you
Very
take
cool.
insurance?
Right now, I take out-of-network benefits.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Not-
I'm sure everybody.
I also don't know about insurance yet.
We're out of time, but
Okay.
I know he's out of your age
See, that
range.
wasn't bad.
You're out of your age. But you're out of your age range with this one. But that could be a client that if you
love
can
Grant.
fix. Grant Miller, come on, don't be afraid. He's somebody that's afraid to get behind the camera.
Yeah, right.
You mean
can't
in
even
front
say
of the
that with a
camera?
face.
Yeah, no.
You can't even
Hey,
say that with a
Grant.
straight face.
How lucky am I to be here?
Look at my to
Yeah,
be here.
think about it. You have 3 people right here that could be your top
I know
client.
my clients.
He's
They're here.
happy.
No, I
He's
think
happy.
he's good.
He's good.
Yeah, the problem is her age range is 5 to 60.
No, I
But we
said
can
right
fit-
now, but
Oh.
She'll take anything. Are we going to eat these?
they look
Yeah.
good,
That's what
right?
they're here for.
We
All
are
right,
going
we're out
to
of
eat
time.
these.
Anthony, get us out of here because Grant's about to attack. I can tell when he's about to attack the food.